One of the first things that often holds us back is lack of clarity. Okay, so this might be related to the fact that you don't actually have any clarity on what you're doing, or maybe you've got an idea and you're not yet sure about what you want to do to push that idea forward, or maybe you haven't got the right resources and you're not sure what those resources should be. Maybe you need a plan, you don't have one. Maybe you need a bigger team and you haven't yet recruited one. Getting clarity, good morning, those of you joining. Getting clarity will really help you in your business, because actually, when you're clearer on what you're doing, you've got a direction for where you're going, which means that you can actually focus and be more strategic in the way that you go about your business. And that could be anything from the types of events you're selecting, the types of even Facebook groups that you're in, and even down to the types of products and services that you're offering. So having clarity on what you're doing gives you a way to actually kind of wayfind yourself, but also be more focused and strategic in what you're delivering. The second thing that I want to share with you that I think does actually let a lot of us down is our mindset. And I do feel that there needs to be a mindset shift for many of us when it comes to us understanding how in our business we need to work in our business. In other words, smarter, not harder. Sometimes harder, but in most cases we should be working smarter. So looking at ways that you can have more efficiencies in your business. Maybe, your mindset at the moment is, I can't afford to, hire someone, or I can't afford to go along to that event, or I can't afford to buy that book, or I can't afford to, spend time or buy that equipment, because perhaps the mindset that you've got could be holding you back, because at the moment you're thinking that in the space you're in now, you can't afford, you can't waste, you can't do these things. Good morning, I'm Refined Subscribe. How you doing? Hi, lovely little leather. Good morning. How you doing? I'm talking this morning about 6 things that sometimes hold us back. First thing I shared was clarity. Lack of clarity, not knowing what we're doing, sometimes can hold us back, and having that clarity once we get it makes a huge difference. The second thing is our mindset. A lot of us are in business but not necessarily thinking as big businesses. A lot of us are in business and not necessarily sharing ideas or giving things free or having an abundance mindset, which is what helped me grow my business. Okay, good morning, Grant Anointed. And really understanding that shift in business could be anything from you getting up an hour earlier, to you actually starting to communicate with potential clients, to you actually having a sales target, to you now using a budget in your marketing. That shift in your mindset doesn't need to be this, hustle mode and going out there and working 16-hour days. It may just be something as simple as you finding a pace that you actually agree with in terms of your soul and how you are, feeling fulfilled in your business, that you're living in your purpose and you're actually doing what you enjoy, but your success is determined by your own rules. And actually, therefore, your mindset shifts, because you're now no longer thinking about what the gurus are telling you and what other people are doing and what other people are achieving. Your mindset shifts so that the only person you're thinking about when it comes to comparison is yourself. Right? Let me know if you resonate with that, because some of us actually do compare ourselves with other people, and we go into this kind of imposter syndrome where we don't feel that we're good enough, and we don't feel that we can be online, and we don't feel that we can be sharing, and we don't feel that we deserve a space at that table, and we don't feel that we actually deserve to be pricing ourselves at a certain level. And that is holding us back, because actually things like pricing and not wanting to show up is affecting your visibility, and it's affecting the return that you get in your business when it comes to people investing in you and your business, which then has an impact on your bottom line, which means that when you are ready to invest in things in your business, whether it's a coach, a course, travel, right? You can't do that because you're holding yourself back, because you're not putting yourself out there, charging the right rates, and actually showing up consistently. So let me know with the number 1 if any of this is making sense to you. The third thing that I believe genuinely does hold back a lot of us is our motivation and our self-belief. I'm going to throw that in. So a point 3 and a point 3b, motivation and our self-belief. Because as individuals, sometimes we feel like we need other people to validate us. Okay, we feel like, and I've been there, believe me, when I first started my business over 7 years ago, I felt like initially I needed other people to validate me and my ideas. And then I really had to think, V, you are good at what you do. You've been doing this prior to starting my own business for over 16 years, hands-on. I had the knowledge up here, and all I needed to do was find a way to monetize it and actually give value to people, where I was getting very good results from my clients that then acted as my social proof that they would then go on and share. So my motivation was really my children, and me wanting to no longer work for someone else, and me wanting to actually have my own income where I could say, I've done this, And a lot of the time, we as women in business in particular, particularly when we've got other incomes, we're on benefits, maybe trying to start our business, we're working a part-time job trying to start our business, we're on maternity leave trying to start our business. Perhaps the motivation isn't there because you've got other things to fall back on. The minute that fallback disappears, or the minute you change your mindset and those things that you're currently able to fall back on disappear, or you perhaps put less emphasis on those things, you will shift the mindset automatically. Because let me tell you something, when my redundancy money dried up, my passion for starting my business, my desire for success in my business, and my need to start ASAP showed up. When I got to that £100, I was like, V, you need to do something ASAP. And for any of you that are in a position where perhaps you've got a second income, maybe you rent property, maybe you have a full-time job, maybe you have another business that you are working on, look at what is motivating you in the business that perhaps you're not necessarily doing so well in. Maybe there is a lack of motivation because you may not want to do that business anymore. Maybe there's a lack of motivation because you feel that you need to move forward, but you don't have the resources you need to move forward. You need to work out what it is that's holding you back. And the self-belief element, part 3B, comes in because actually you don't need anyone to validate you, right? Maybe you need someone who supports your idea, but you don't need anyone to validate you. Let me share something with you. If you're watching this now, or you watch the replay and you have a skill or expertise, or you have something that you can do really well, maybe there's something that people ask you about regularly. Maybe you cook. Maybe you're a nutritionist. Maybe you love to teach people how to speak confidently, or do interviews, or, make wigs, right? Look better in their life. Whatever your skill is, or whatever you possess knowledge on, is potentially something you could monetize. You need self-belief in order for you to go out there and share that knowledge and that expertise with the world. Okay? So self-belief and motivation and mindset and clarity are some of the things that you need. All right? The fourth thing that you need is a routine. Okay? And I'm going to say that you need a routine because something as minor as you waking up just an hour earlier can set you up nicely for the day. And I'm not talking about you waking up an hour earlier and checking emails and jumping on social media and going on to do, calls to clients at ridiculous o'clock, because that is not what business is about. Unless that's your way, in which case, continue as you are, do what works for you. But in your business, your routine is going to make a huge difference. Actually, the way in which you manage your time is going to make a huge difference. And a lot of the clients that I work with have huge success because I teach them how to strategically prioritize their tasks, but also how to effectively monetize their brand and manage a budget that works on the budget that they have available now. Some of us are trying to create routines and trying to do things which are really beyond us as individuals, thinking that we've got this cape on, that we can fly around and do all these different things. And I'm here to say to you this morning, that could be something that's holding you back. Actually trying to do too much could be holding you back. And also trying to do too much without a proper routine and a time management tool, whether that is you actually having a way to manage your time, managing your time with a planner, managing your time with an app that you may have. Routines make a huge difference. Good morning, Nadine. How you doing? So think about how your routine, how lack of clarity, how perhaps not having the right mindset and motivation and self-belief may actually be affecting you in your business, because these are things that genuinely could be affecting you in your business. All right? And my final point that I want to raise with you is that your network is important. A lot of us are still in the same circles that we were in 4 years ago, and there's nothing wrong with that. Maybe you're still in the same circle you were in a year ago. Maybe you're still in the same circle that you've been in for the last 7 years. I don't know how long you've been in business. Do let me know via the comment if you're not shy and you can type, how long have you been in your business? I know that in the last 7+ years of me being in business, and even as an employee, when I was, working my way around different sectors and different organizations and working for global companies, networking and actually speaking up with heads of departments and decision makers and, the local receptionist that did the mail and the person in the school that sorted out all the teachers' posts. That is what helped me to smash my campaigns. That is what helped me to actually grow my business, grow an online community, and still now helps me to build my communities both online and offline. So the thing is, if you don't have a way of networking and perhaps you don't have support around you, I'm going to encourage you this morning to think about one thing you can do to actually expand your network in 2020. One thing. And that might be you going to events. That might be you speaking to more people online. That could be you private messaging people and introducing them to a tip or a useful idea that they will find beneficial. Because when you're building your network, it shouldn't just be about the sale. And I need to say to you that I am a expert, guru, however they want to brand me, that talks passionately about the importance of you understanding that it's not about the sales funnel. Okay, I talk about the relationship funnel. Anyone that joins my masterclasses, anyone that comes along to my talks, hears me when I'm paid to speak on stage, you will know I speak about the relationship funnel. And that's a very different model from the sales funnel. Okay, because you can't, in my eyes anyway, be always hungry for a sale, be always aggressive for the sale. You've got to be about other things in order to build your business, in order to build an online community, in order for you to actually show up. Okay, good morning, Jennifer. How you doing? So this morning, I've given you a snippet on 6 things that can sometimes hold us back in our business, right? Whether it is lack of clarity, whether it is your mindset, whether it is your motivation or your self-belief, whether it is your routine, or whether it's your networking circles and the support you've got, there are things that we need to look at and be truthful with ourselves about as entrepreneurs. And actually, I'm going to go a step further and say that if you've heard this video today, or you're watching it, depending on when you watch it, depending on the time of year that you hear this, be encouraged, because a simple tweak to any of the 5 things that I've mentioned today, or it may have been 6 things that I've mentioned today, will massively help you in your business. The clients that I work with see changes in their business because they're using strategic tactics, because they believe in their brand more, because they're being more consistent, because they're surrounding themselves around the right types of customers, because they are nurturing relationships, because they are using plans, because they are crystal clear on what they're doing when it comes to who they need to attract, how they can reach their target audience, why it's not just about social media, okay? And they are clear on how they're going to track their success. Are you clear on this? Let me know in the comments if any of this has resonated with you. I'm still using my Christmas mug. In business, we have to get clear, right? In business, we have to get clear. And I really want to encourage anyone watching this, if you need to talk to me, if you need to talk to someone, speak to someone, because the minute you get clarity in your business, I know, because this was me when I started my business on just £100. I had 2 children, I now have 4. Okay, and the youngest one will be 5 on Friday. Okay, I have 2 children when I started my business. And when I started, I did not have clarity. When I started, I didn't really have the mindset to, be around the right people. I didn't even have the right mindset to qualify my target audience. And let me share with you, I'd been doing that for 16 plus years for corporates, for big companies, before I did that for myself. But when you start your own business, things kind of change, right? Things kind of change when we start our own business. When you are an employee working at local sector, local government, when you are, a chef working in someone else's restaurant, when you are writing someone else's copy, when you are building someone else's websites, it's very different to when you become an author of your own book. It's very different to when you become your own website branding company. It's very different to when you actually become someone who is going to go out there and help people to maybe cook, or maybe you're going to be a chef that's going to have catering services. When you're running your own business, particularly when you are, good morning Ratty, particularly when you are running your own business and doing it based on monetizing what you know up here, is very different when it comes to being clear on what you need to do, right? So let me just recap, and I'm going to ask you again, if you're watching live, let me know what you do in your business, or let me know what you plan to do in your business. Okay, drop your link if you want to drop your link. You never know who's watching. The things that we need to focus on, some of us need help with, are getting clarity. Getting clarity on what it is you need to do this year. Set yourself some goals. Maybe 3 ambitious goals, maybe 1 ambitious goal and a few mini goals. And work towards those goals each month. And actually have a way of measuring your performance each month. All right? Secondly, think about your mindset. How are you thinking right now? Are you thinking like a business? Do you have a budget? Do you have a way to connect with people? Are you actually showing up consistently? Do you set a sales target? These are minor things that can really help you in your business. When we're thinking about your motivation, what is it that motivates you to be in business? Do you think about that every morning? Do you think about that when you're having a bad day? Because believe me, we all have bad days. Are you clear on why you are in business? Do you have self-belief? Are you actually currently in a space where you are surrounding yourself with new people, new networks, at new events? Are you clear? If you lack clarity in any of the things I'm talking about today, I really want to encourage you to get some advice, to get some support. It doesn't have to cost you anything. A shift in mindset costs you £0. Okay? A shift in mindset costs you £0. But some of us need to level up, and I spoke about leveling up. I'm going to put a YouTube video on my YouTube this morning. You can go and check that out. It's about leveling up and some of the things we need to do, me included, to level up this year. Don't hold yourself back, because you are usually the reason why you are holding yourself back. Yes, other people can talk in your ears. Yes, other people can tell you you're not good enough. Yes, even the voice in your head may tell you you're not good enough. But I'm here to tell you today that if you've got clarity, if your mindset shifts, if you surround yourself with the right people, if you get into a routine, if you have the self-belief, okay, these are some of the things that are going to propel your business this year. And I speak from experience, because not only am I my own case study, but my clients too are winning because they've made shifts in a lot of these areas. Good morning, King Bond. So depending on where you're watching from, let me know via the replay how you're doing. Let me know what your business is. If you're in business, I want to give 2 dirty plugs.